Why the Golden State Warriors are going to be signing Demarcus Cousins. As you all know, there has been word around the league that the Golden State Warriors are interested in re-signing Demarcus Cousins and bringing him back to the Golden State Warriors. So in today's video, we're going to be going through 5 reasons why Demarcus Cousins would be a perfect fit for the current championship Golden State Warriors team. So make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want more Golden State Warriors content like this. 99% of you watching this video aren't even subscribed, so make sure you subscribe, guys. But let's get into the first reason, and the first reason being Demarcus Cousins having great inside presence. Now what I mean by this is, as you all know, Demarcus Cousins is 6'10", 270 pounds, and he's pretty much the today's Shaq. He may not be as dominant, but when it comes to Demarcus Cousins in the paint, he is an absolute beast. He can bully anyone from, centers to power forwards, and if he gets a guard on him, that's pretty much barbecue chicken. And he definitely did show that when he played for the Denver Nuggets last season. He actually had some pretty good stats, especially in the first round against Golden State Warriors. He actually had 19 points one game, 10 points another, and he actually averaged 10.6 points in that series. So that's pretty good to see, especially for his caliber, where he wasn't really the first or second option in this Denver Nuggets team. He was definitely, just playing a supporting role, but for him to still get 10.9 points a game in this series, especially against Golden State Warriors, I think it definitely does show he's still able to dominate in the paint. And it really does help with the size of him being 6'10", 275 pounds. He's an absolute tank on the court, and I think that's definitely something that the Golden State Warriors need. They have enough players such as Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, enough players to space out the floor, but they don't really have a lot of offensive presence when it comes to the inside. Kevon Looney, I wouldn't really call him a scorer, and Draymond Green obviously loves to play make, so to add someone like Demarcus Cousins who could absolutely bully ball, like the name of this channel, in the paint, is honestly going to be a huge asset for them, not only in the short term but also in the long term when it comes playoff time, and especially in the NBA Finals. Reason number 2 is Demarcus Cousins is a great 3-point shooter. Now if you told me this 5 years ago, I probably would have just laughed at you, because Demarcus Cousins was definitely not a 3-point shooter, especially when he was with the Golden State Warriors back in the Kevin Durant dynasty. But nowadays he's honestly shooting a great percentage. His true shooting percentage is actually 56.7, which is really good for his position. And also when it comes to the 3-point line in the series against the Golden State Warriors, his 3-point percentage was actually 66.7%. So he was actually shooting really well in that series, and he actually had one game where he took 3 3-point attempts and made 2 of them with a 3-point percentage of 66.7%. So he may not be putting up Curry numbers of 5 to 6 threes a game, but those 1 or 2 threes can be vital, and especially is really good to add that to his arsenal. As you all know, Demarcus Cousins adding a 3-point shot will mean that defense have to guard him when he's out on the wing, maybe in the corner in some situations, and if they even run pick and roll or pick and pop situations, they can't leave him just as open as before. And this really does make him an all-around offensive threat, and it makes it harder for defenses to actually guard players like Curry and Klay, because they have to keep an eye out on Demarcus Cousins as well. So these little things really do take into account what is actually going on, even if as little as Demarcus Cousins improving his 3-point percentage. So I think it's going to be dangerous to have a Demarcus Cousins and Steph Curry pick and pop or pick and roll. That will definitely be deadly, with Demarcus Cousins coming off it looking to shoot or also to bully in the paint. So it will be really good, especially in those situations. And Golden State Warriors really do love to play a great amount of motion. So when they're in motion, Demarcus Cousins may be open to the 3, maybe in the corner, on the wing, top of the key. It doesn't really matter where. He needs to be ready to shoot, and because of his improvement over the past couple of years, we can definitely see that in his 3-point percentage. So him being able to shoot is going to play a huge factor, and it's definitely something Golden State Warriors need, especially in their big man with Kevon Looney and James Wiseman not really being a 3-point caliber player. Reason number 3 is Demarcus Cousins can be the veteran big man. And what I mean by this is, as you all know, we have Kevon Looney at the center position and also James Wiseman. Both of them are very, very young, and yes, they have won an NBA championship, so they do have experience, but there's something that veterans can really teach them about understanding the game and to become better at the game as they age up. So I think it's really important to have a great big man. They do have Draymond Green for Kevon Looney and James Wiseman to look to when it comes to advice in that section. However, as you all know, Draymond Green is a power forward. There's something different about knowing what it's like to be 6'10", 6'10", be 7 foot, play that center position, and just be a dominant paint beast. So I think it's very important for Demarcus Cousins to teach that to James Wiseman and to Kevon Looney, and that's why I think he's such a vital pickup, because he can teach those two players what it's like to play in the league, what it's like to develop as a player and become an NBA All-Star and all that caliber. Because as you all know, Demarcus Cousins back in the day, yes, he may not be the same player now, but he still does provide a lot when it comes to advice, and he was an NBA All-Star and was looking at to becoming a really great big man. And unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way it was, but it doesn't mean he still can't contribute to the team. And that's what we see with Andre Iguodala as well. Andre Iguodala, yes, he does play a couple of minutes here and there, but his main role on the team is definitely to give advice to the players. He has a very high IQ on what it's like to win a championship, and him being Andrew Wiggins' position, I think that's what a lot of people have been saying why Andrew Wiggins has developed into such a great player, because Andre Iguodala was taking through him, what it's like being that small forward position, playing along Klay, playing with, Steph Curry, these types of players, and what he can do to become better. And you can definitely see that with Andrew Wiggins performing better and better as time goes on. And that's why by the end of the whole championship run, a lot of people thought Andrew Wiggins was the second best player on the team. So I think, having that guidance, having that veteran experience is very, very important. And, having Demarcus Cousins teach that to the big men of James Wiseman and Kevon Looney can really set them up for a great future ahead. And I think that'll be very exciting to see, what he teaches them on how it's like being a paint base in that center position. Reason number 4 is Demarcus Cousins already knows the Golden State Warriors system. Now, what I mean by this is, as you all know, the way Golden State Warriors play is very much team ball. Yes, you have Steph Curry dropping 20 or 30, but the way they play is very structured and it's a full team effort. And I think that's really important to understand. The reason why this is the case is because of the great Steve Kerr. A lot of people don't give him a lot of credit, but Steve Kerr really does a lot for this team, and I honestly don't think they would have won the NBA Finals without the help of Steve Kerr. And we have seen this time and time again where coaches can let down teams, but Steve Kerr was coached by Greg Popovich. He was an assistant coach to Greg Popovich before he moved on to Golden State Warriors, and it was great to see that development, but Steve Kerr definitely took the teachings from Greg Popovich and implemented it into the Golden State Warriors. And Demarcus Cousins is one of those players that can fit into that system. He has already played with them before, and he knows what it's like to play in that system. Okay, a lot of some other NBA players, they have a lot of ego, they want to take all the shots and all that, and that's why you see teams that really sacrifice to play as a team win the NBA Finals. And that's definitely what Golden State Warriors have. Klay Thompson could have always been like, I'm better than Steph Curry, I'm gonna start taking the shots, but he decided to sacrifice that and be like, I'm gonna be the second man to Steph. Andrew Wiggins has also accepted that role, Draymond Green has also accepted that role. All these players have accepted their roles in order to have them win the NBA Finals, and I think Cousins is just a perfect fit to that. I really don't see Cousins lashing out saying, I deserve to be the star in this team. I think he's at that point where he wants to win an NBA championship, and he wants to do it any means necessary, whether he's coming off the bench, whether he's just the bench player, really providing a lot of experience to James Wiseman and also Kevon Looney. So there really is a lot of factors to be into play, but I think Cousins is a perfect fit. Coming back, I think would be great for him, especially with Demarcus Cousins still being on the free agency list. A lot of other teams, if he does go there, I really don't see him flourishing as well, because of the new game that has been built around these fast, big men that can shoot threes, that can run up and down the floor. Demarcus Cousins can really provide a lot because that the Golden State Warriors, they already have all those players in place, and they need someone of his caliber to be able to push them that step further. So I think it's honestly great getting a reinforcement such as Cousins, because as time goes on, I know NBA Finals, they did win it last season, and this upcoming season they can't go with the same lineup as before. Other teams are getting better, other teams have them as their target, so Golden State Warriors need to push it and need to find where they can improve in certain areas, and that's definitely what they're going to be doing with this pick. Reason number 5 is Demarcus Cousins being accepting of a veteran minimum. So what I mean by this is, a lot of people thought that they don't have the money to sign Cousins, but it has been rumored that Cousins is fine accepting a veteran minimum, which is something that the Golden State Warriors can afford. And that's why he actually is high on that interest list. There hasn't been anything as said, as of making this video. Demarcus Cousins has been on the list. We've also had Kevin Durant trade options that have supposedly Golden State Warriors interested. So it is very, up in the air on what is going to happen. But it has been said that Cousins is not really looking to grab a bag or, make millions off this. He just wants a team to play with, and he's willing to do it at a veteran minimum. And supposedly Golden State Warriors are willing to give him that. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out over the next couple of days. Maybe by the time I release this video, something has already happened. But as of right now, as of making this video, it's still all just trade talks or free agent signing talks. So to have Demarcus Cousins also still in free agency at this time, he's a 4-time All-Star. He can still provide a lot for a team. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him still. Yes, he may have a couple of injuries, and yes, his attitude may not be the best sometimes, but he's still a great player, and you still have to respect that. And a lot of teams really do need that. So sometimes it's better to get a player like Cousins instead of giving them to someone else, such as Denver, or maybe going back to another NBA All-Star team. Lakers are looking to make some big moves this year. Maybe it's better for them to have Cousins than to give it to someone like the Lakers. So I think it will be great to see Demarcus Cousins back in a Golden State Warriors uniform. It is still all rumors for now, but it's still looking like there is going to be something happening when it comes to Golden State Warriors looking to sign another player. It may be Demarcus Cousins, it may be some others on the list. There was TJ Warren that may have been signed, but I think TJ Warren went somewhere else. So it's still all rumors for now, and nothing has been made as of yet. But I did want to let you know, let me know down in the comments what you think about this whole thing. Is it good to get Demarcus Cousins back? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? And let me know what you think. So thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace.